Hey everybody, I'm Logan Alec. I'm a CPA. I own Choice Tax Relief. Today we're talking about IRS Notice CP21A. I have a sample one right here on my screen. I'm going to talk about what this notice is, why you got it. I'm going to go through this CP21A here that one of our actual clients at Choice Tax Relief received. Of course, I've redacted all the sensitive information. And finally, I'm going to tell you what you should do if you received IRS Notice CP21A. So what is this notice? This is basically a notice of data adjustment the IRS sends to a taxpayer when the IRS has made a change to a taxpayer's account for a given tax year due to a change that the taxpayer requested. So if you receive this notice, it's because the IRS did something you wanted it to do, but you still owe something to the IRS. Okay, so the IRS said, hey, look, we reviewed what you sent us. We made the change you requested to your account. You still owe us some money. It's less than what you owed us before, but you still owe us something. In this case, for this taxpayer who's CP21A you're looking at right here, right, this actual taxpayer client of ours, the change that we requested the IRS make for the taxpayer, you can see right here, we made the changes you requested. See where I'm circling? We made the changes you requested. Was to accept an original return for tax year 2017 to replace a substitute for return, an SFR, that the IRS had prepared for the taxpayer. Now, in this case, the IRS determined that for 2017, the taxpayer owed $54,000, including taxes, penalties, and interest. We filed the original return for the taxpayer, reconstructed their records and things like this. We cut that tax liability by like 90%, from $54,000 down to $5,400. Isn't that incredible? Right? And because we know how to approach this, because we know how to approach these SFRs that the IRS prepares, we're able to get victories like this for our client, right? Because what would you rather owe the IRS? Would you rather owe them $54,000, or $5,000, right? It sucks to owe them $5, but it's a lot better than owing them $50. Am I right? I'm right. So the IRS may say, hey, look, we made the changes you requested, but look, you still owe us some money, and we want you to pay it. Okay, so they send this little payment coupon here for if you want to send in the amount, right? You can send that in. Now in the next section, well, actually, let's back up. Should you just pay this amount? That depends, because I want to remind you that the CP21A is only for one particular tax year, right? So if there are other tax years that you requested changes for from the IRS, right, you may owe more money for those, additional amounts for those tax years, and it may be in your best interest to pay those tax years rather than this tax year. Or it may be in your best interest to not pay any tax year off all at once, but to get into an installment agreement, submit an offer in compromise, apply for hardship status with the IRS. This underlies the importance of knowing what you're getting into when you interact with the IRS, and the value of getting professional advice when interacting with the IRS. But let's move forward. So what does the IRS say you need to do immediately? Okay, well, if you agree with the changes we made, which you probably do, because the IRS made the changes you requested to your account, IRS says, hey, pay up, right? Pay us the money on here by this date in the future, and this is the payoff amount if you pay by this date. If you pay by after that date, we're going to tack on more interest and penalties, right? And if you don't agree with the changes, which would be odd because you were the one who requested the changes were being made, you can call the IRS and discuss the situation with them. Next section, they talk about the payment options you have. I mean, nothing really too interesting here. irs.gov/payments is where most people make their payments. You can do it electronically there. You can obviously also write a check, right, and make the payment on the check to United States Treasury, and mail it here and put your social security number, tax year, and the form number on your payment. But most people pay electronically these days. Then they give you a breakdown of the interest that the IRS has calculated on what you owe. You can see that breakdown here. It's broken down by quarter because the IRS interest varies quarter to quarter. If you'd like to see my video on how IRS interest is calculated and how they determine it, please check out the video here at the upper right-hand corner of the screen. Not going to get into the details of that in this video. Then they give the additional information. This is just basic. They put these on all the notices now. Hey, here's the official IRS webpage for this notice. Go here to get tax forms. You can pay online, irs.gov/payments. You can also contact us by mail at the address at the top of this notice, right? A copy's been sent to your POA. That's how we got a copy of this. Keep this notice for your records. Then there's some other stuff on here about how you can get help from government agencies to help you with your government taxes. You can talk to, well, there's a Taxpayer Bill of Rights. I recommend you Google that and read it if you owe the IRS money. Taxpayer Advocate Service, man, they're just so backed up right now. I don't know if I can really recommend them right now. There's low-income taxpayer clinics. If you qualify, you may be able to get some free advice there. The advice there can be kind of suspect and quite basic as well. But that's basically it, folks. Bottom line is, you won a battle with the IRS. They accepted the changes you request on your account, but there's still a war to be fought. You still owe the IRS something, at least for this year. It would be prudent for you to understand what you owe for other years as well, and then to come up with a game plan about how you're going to approach this tax debt in total. Okay. Can you pay it all off now? Great. If you have the means to do that, wonderful. If you don't, you have options. And these are the tax resolution programs that I talk about in other videos on this channel. Some of those videos are right here. The tax resolution options that we fight with the IRS every day to secure for our clients here at Choice Tax Relief. By the way, if you owe at least $10,000 in back taxes, give us a call at Choice Tax Relief, 866-8000-TAX, 866-8000-829, or go to choicetaxrelief.com, fill out the form. We'll reach out to you. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.